Some days, man, I just cannot take manufacturing. So I just have to come up here on the roof and get some frustration out. So we're gonna just throw that part out. Forget it. So all jokes aside, guys, I wonder if you've ever thought about all the things that go into trying to make a firearms component. Whether it's starting from the entire journey of the idea and the concept of designing the part, all the way through to the final manufacturing, to that final finishing, to actually assembling it and putting it out into the marketplace. It can be a journey, just to say the least. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take you through that journey and show you all the various things that go into bringing one of these components and bringing a firearm to the market, to you, and hopefully you enjoy getting to see that kind of behind the scenes of what we get to show you. All right, so basically what we do is we start with a concept and an idea for a handguard. From there, we actually design it on the computer. So we basically come up with how we want this design to look, all the features and all the different aspects of the handguard or any part that we're basically making here in the shop. We basically have this design that's made in a 3D program. Once we have it all designed and we think that it's good, we actually then have to run it through a simulation to see how that manufacturing is going to take place. So basically what we're going to do here is we'll show you kind of really quickly. It's going to just go through the simulation of the programming that basically shows all the tools and so forth that are going to come down so that we make sure that it actually gets run right before we actually go and do it into the machine. So what you'll see here is that simulation. So it starts with the solid extrusion that we have as a piece, and then it's going to come down. This is the work holding fixture that would be inside of the machine, and then you'll start to see the tools actually come in and actually machine the part. So what you're seeing here is the various tool paths that basically the machine would be coming down and actually cutting the different aspects of and features of the handguard. And then later you'll see what this actually in the machine, what that's actually doing. But this is verifying things like there's not going to be a tool crash, that it's actually cutting the way that we expect it to cut. So we can do all that verification by simulating and looking at it on how it's actually going to be in the computer screen. So what we have here, this is the extrusion. So when we send off a model to the extrusion company, the aluminum extrusion company, and they come back and they generate this is 8 foot long, but basically an 8 foot long extrusion out of the aluminum to the shape and size and specifications that we've requirements. So basically this is what we end up with when we've sent that drawing off. This is what comes back from the manufacturer, and this is what we then start with, and we get these on pallets, and then we'll go cut them down to the specific sizes of what we're exactly looking for. So what we do is we take that 8 foot long extrusion and then we cut it down to size. So basically based upon the different sizes that we're going to produce in that handguard length, we cut it to length, and then we're going to put it over here into our machine, and I'll show you how those steps go. So basically what we do is we take that cut piece and we're actually going to put it into our fixture here. It gets dropped down in, these screws get tightened up, and then it runs through two different operations. So basically we have a single operation here that faces this side, and then we have a second operation that faces this side. This side's cut at an angle, and it's got a couple different features. It also cuts for the barrel nut that goes into here. So we basically prep both ends of this part before it goes into and it finishes its third operation, which will be in the machine, and we'll show you that running as well. So here we have that part then loaded into the machine and ready to be machined. So we'll go through, you'll see quick machining of that part, and then we'll see what it looks like when it comes out on the other side. So here you can see after it's been machined, this is what it comes out as and looks like before we take it out of the machine. We'll take it out of the machine and we'll go to the next step of the process. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to take this part, we put it into our tumbler, it gets put into here, it'll get tumbled for a specific amount of time, each part that we have gets run for a specific amount of time, and it'll come out when it's completed, and then we'll have that part that's basically been deburred. So once it's been tumbled, basically it's going to look like this. Basically now what we've done is we've knocked all of the sharp edges off, and it's now smooth, and it is ready to go over, and we're going to clean the part first, and then we're going to take it over to our CMM machine for inspection to verify that all things are in specification and meet our criteria for what this should measure out to. So let's go over and we'll get this part cleaned up. So basically we take the part after it's come out of being tumbled, and it's going to go in here. It goes into this solution. Basically this just is simple green, diluted, and it'll come out. We'll clean it off. We'll let it dry. This is to get off. There's a chemical that we use inside of the tumbling machine that's going to help with that agitate, and it's going to help deburr the product. So once it's all washed off and cleaned, it's going to be ready to go over and be inspected. So here we're in front of our CMM machine. This is what does all the inspections for our products. Basically what we're going to do is we're inspecting that the handguard. We are going to have the CMM machine go through and verify that this part meets the specifications that we've determined in our model, and basically going back to that original model, all the measurements. Then this inspects those, verifies that everything is within tolerance before it goes into final production pieces. So this part has been inspected and it's ready to be finished. So basically this is our blast cabinet. Basically this part is going to be Cerakoted. So you can see there's other parts already in here, but basically it goes inside the blast cabinet. We blast the initial finish of this needs to be etched for the Cerakote to be able to adhere to the aluminum. So basically it takes it in here, it gets sandblasted, and then it basically, when it's finished, it'll be ready to go in to get Cerakoted. So here we have in our paint booth, we're Cerakoting the handguard. Basically it'll go through this process. We have it right now, you're seeing it being Cerakoted in FDE. It'll get this coat of Cerakote, it's going to go into the oven. It'll actually bake in the oven for 2 hours. When it's done, it'll come out, and then that'll actually be the completed Cerakote will then be hardened at that point. So we're back here in my office. We got our completed product here, and always excited to kind of show everybody how kind of the sausage is made a little bit when you get to go behind the scenes and see how this gets manufactured. All the various steps. It's a very long process to bring this to market. A lot of steps get involved. Obviously, we've kind of sped through it here for time's sake, but I think hopefully that gives you kind of a good understanding of all the components and all the time and all the machines and different things that go in to kind of make this part from basically just idea, concept, all the way out to a finished product. So make sure you check out, I got 2 videos here. We got our 2 podcasts that you can see here and here. Go check those out and continue to watch our stuff, and remember to always like and subscribe to all of our content. You can click down here on the like and subscribe, and then hit that little bell as well, and you'll get our notifications.